Okay guys, welcome back to the channel. So today's video is going to be about never do this during an oil change, and I'm going to show you the mistake a lot of new people actually make when changing their oil on their car.
But goddamn, get it done, will ya? When I blow up now, everybody's so unusual with it. Shit. But said times in his rhymes, cause his memories. We running through New York, so you.
Okay guys, so as you'll see down here, this is the oil filter housing, and today we're going to be going over and changing the oil on this engine. Now this is the BMW diesel engine, which is the M57. So we're going to take out the oil filter and I'm going to show you the mistakes a lot of people make when changing their oil. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to release the oil cap, which is right here, to release any pressure because I've had to start it to move the car. You're going to want to put this to one side, the oil cap. Now what we're going to do is we're going to unloosen the oil filter, which is down here. Now if you see, this is the oil filter right here. I'm just going to crack that loose. Now we've got that unloosened from here. As you'll see, you can actually lift it up. We're going to go underneath the car and drain the oil. So let's take you underneath the car and drain it. Okay guys, so as you'll see there, that's the sump plug that we're going to be releasing. That's a 17mm nut, and what we're going to do is we're going to crack that loose and then take the sump plug out so we can start draining the oil. Be careful to have your pan ready. It's going to come out towards this way, so it's going to come backwards towards this way, so don't go on you. Pull the plug and just let it drain, and then move it to the middle as it starts slowing down. It's going to come out very, very fast. So just keep that in mind when you actually pull the sump plug. So we're going to go ahead and release that with a 17mm. I'm using a ratchet and not a spanner because it's on quite tight where I actually tightened it down. So we're going to release that right now. You'll see there guys, we're now just going to release the sump plug. As you'll see, it's going to go over my hands now when I pull the plug, because obviously it's full of oil. As you'll see there, that's the oil coming out of the sump. Now, the one thing never to do on a car when the oil is drained, and new people don't even know this, they get distracted. They'll go on their phones, they'll put the filter back in after they've changed the oil filter and forgot to put the oil in. Then they'll crank their car over and then their engine will just start making a huge sound and they won't know what's happened. Then realise they haven't put the oil in the engine. Then what happens? That's when they realise they haven't put the oil in the engine, and when they've done significant damage, and all because they were too busy playing about with their phone. So as you see here, that's the oil filter, and this is the typical diesel oil filter, and I like these ones because of the fact they're just long, easy, and they don't put much dirt anywhere, you know, they just come out nice and easy. As you see there, I'm just going to pull that off. There we go, like that, as easy as it is. And you see that long piece right there, which is proper diesel oil filter. Very easy to change these. I love doing the diesel oil filters because they're just long, easy, and they never come out soaked like they do on the M52. It's come out bone dry, which is good. Just going to go ahead and change that now as well. You'll see here we've got the new MAN filter, and this code for the diesel is HU7214X. That's the diesel oil filter you need, the brand new oil filter. We've also got the new O-ring for the sump and the new O-ring for the cap as well, which we're going to change for the oil housing cap. Then we're just going to pull that off here. You see? It's come straight off. Slide the other one onto the cap. Very, very easy to do. And that one's on right there. Now what we do, get the oil filter, get the housing, and just push it on. And as you see, it's all done. Then what you're going to want to do is just get a bit of oil, rub it around the O-ring, otherwise it won't seat. I usually put my fingers in the oil housing and just do it itself. Then you're just going to want to drop that in and start tightening it down. Once you're ready, then make sure to use your new washer on your sump plug. Go. Now that's tightened down. I've got that done. Don't know if many of you guys have realised, but I pulled the dipstick as well to let it vent so it can drain the oil completely down, which is still doing. I can hear it dripping. Now we got that all cracked off. I'm going to put the oil dipstick back in. Don't have to worry about that. Oil was for finishing off draining, so we'll let that keep draining. Now if you see here today, I'm using the Castrol Edge 5W30 for this. I managed to find this very, very cheap on Amazon, and I will link it in the description below. It was only £20 for 4 litres. I've got 2 of them because this engine takes 7.5 litres. Therefore, it's perfect for the oil change for this car. So we are going to be using Castrol today because I found this very, very cheap, and I thought, while I bought my oil for my M5 at the same time, 10W60, I'd buy this as well because I was doing the change on this, which come next day. Very, very good on Prime. Same as the oil filter. Therefore, I'll link everything I've used from Amazon in the description below so you guys can go and buy it. Now if you see that was the sump plug. Now I would advise you to change that O-ring, because otherwise what will happen is oil will leak past and you start leaking from your sump. I always replace the O-ring for the new one, which is right there. It comes in the packet with the oil filter. Do not skip it and do not do it. A lot of garages won't replace it. They'll just leave it and throw it away. Trust me on that. I used to work in garages and they used to tell you it's not crucial. Believe me, it is. You don't realise how many customers used to come back with the sump plug leaking from that O-ring, where it's been crushed, where it's been used too much. Same with the oil filter housing, the gasket on that, as you saw me do, the seal. They will leak and they start losing oil, which can be detrimental to your engine because you're losing oil and you don't want that. Therefore, I do recommend replace that O-ring because it comes with the filter. It's just not worth not doing it. So this is the old oil, guys, as I always show you in all the videos. And to be fair, it wasn't that black. And that's purely because I changed the oil out every 3,000 to 4,000 miles on the diesel. I know people say that's a waste of oil, but this is why I look after my cars. I change them every 3,000 to 4,000 without fail. And I don't care what people say, it's my money, they're my cars, and I choose to do that. And this is why my cars run like clockwork, because of what I do. I look after them properly and I change the oil rigorously every time without fail. And this is the oil. It's not that black. I saw it when it was coming out, but you know, diesel oil is black anyway because diesel fuel is very dirty. But apart from that, guys, that's the oil from the car. So now we're going to go ahead and fill up the new oil. As you see, we've got the funnel in there ready to go. Now we're just going to crack the oil and open the oil up. That's 1 4 litre already filled. Now for the next one. So we filled up 7 litres. So what we're going to do is let the engine come down and we'll check it on the dipstick. So we'll pull the dipstick now and just check the oil. And if you notice on the dipstick there, because the oil's clean, you won't actually see it. So you have to check very carefully to make sure you don't overfill this. Because it does blend in on the oil. Dipstick, and it looks like it could be filled up already. Might have to run the engine and just see if the oil level comes up. It looks like we might be okay on the full, so I'm not going to put no more in. So we're okay. So we'll leave that the way it is. So now what we'll do is we'll run the car for a bit and start the engine up. Okay guys, starting the E53 M57 diesel after the oil change. So as you see there, I need to reset the service light again, but there's the mileage, 94,488. Now, if you guys don't believe how regular I change my oil, go back and look at my previous videos. You'll see I only changed this probably not even a month ago, and I've done that type of mileage already, and I think it was on 91,000 when I last serviced it. see there, we now started up the car and it's running perfectly with the new oil in, and that's the service complete, guys, on the M57 diesel engine. Like I said, the mistake not to make is never to start this car without oil. Do not let anything distract you while doing an oil change. Otherwise, you can end up causing serious damage to your engine. So there you have it, guys. I've just shown you how to change the oil on your M57 diesel engine, and I've also shown you what not to do on your car during an oil change. So the first one is don't get distracted on the phone or by anything during an oil change, because many people end up forgetting either they put the oil in or they forgot to put the oil filter back in the engine. That is a crucial part, because what a lot of people do is they take the oil filter out and then put the cap back on just to rest. Do not let anything distract you during an oil change. It's the most crucial thing I tell people all the time, because you will forget. You drain the oil, you might put the sump plug back on thinking to refill it, or you haven't drained it. It could be many different reasons. You think that you haven't even drained the oil and then go top up with a new oil. There's many causes that can lead you to distraction and cause your engine to be badly damaged. Therefore, remove the keys from your ignition before you even start and put them somewhere else. That way you cannot restart that engine until you get your head back together. So thank you very much for watching this BMW Dr. Dean here, and goodbye.